um, in case we share some really delicious nuggets of information. How are you doing with launch of 80 Day? Are
I
you?
mean, I don't have anyone new other than like my challengers.
Mhm. Did you see that email come out with like all of your VOD customers? Okay. So I haven't done anything with that yet. So for anybody that's listening to the recording, you should have received an email for all of the customers on your customer list and coaches as well. I think that their BOD subscription is like coming up to renew, or they're not using Shakeology. They just have BOD, but it's a list of all of your people. So best practices that I've found from talking to some other coaches is like just reaching out to those people, just sending a copy paste kind of email, or like putting them all into like a BCC on your email, and then just saying, hey, just wanted to touch base. Like I have some groups opening up in January. Just wanted to see where you're at for your goals for this year and how I can help you in 2018. And then, just touch on something, your group or something like that. And that's pretty much what my plan is going to be after Christmas. This week I feel like has been total chaos, and I had plans to do a whole bunch of stuff this week for my business. And basically I have an inbox full of messages that I haven't touched in 4 days. And I feel like a jerk because I'm like, I'm so overwhelmed right now. Like I need to get through Christmas. So I'm not doing any new messaging. I'm not doing any new contacts as of the last few days. So I don't have anything to report for a tracking sheet on that. But I'm just focusing on getting through the holidays. And then I'm going back and doing follow-ups and just touchbacks with people next week, and really just focusing on trying to get people into a group by January 8th. Is anybody doing, I think you guys probably are, right? Doing a separate, not an 80-day obsession group, just doing it like a 2018 January group. Okay. So for me last year and the year before, there was like this whole week, this past week, and the next few days, we will have probably zero interest, and that's to be expected. But usually on the 26th, 27th, as long as you're being consistent with your fitness routine and sharing, your workouts, your consistency through the holidays, and throw in a couple challenge group invites out there, or even doing an event on your personal page, then you'll start to see a little bit of an upswing come back around. And like I hit Success Club at the midnight hour, like of the last day of the year 2 years ago, and was like, wow, I didn't see that coming. But it was like people were ready to commit January 1st. Like they wanted to have a plan. They wanted to have somebody to tell them what to do. And I had a few people who were like wavering between the gym and doing something at home. And so, the best thing I can say is just show how convenient it is to do it from home, and how, you don't have to have a gym membership, and you don't have to shell out money for a personal trainer, and you don't have to hire a nutritionist, that you literally get all in one. And you guys know it. I'm sure you've had people come to you that have done the gym thing in the past, and they're like, like this isn't working for me. I need to do something that's less of a time suck. And so just that consistency through the holidays is going to be the biggest thing. As far as 80-day obsession, I know it's all over social media. I know there's a lot of people talking about it. It's something that, we've got to talk about. We've got to share. There's other coaches I know that have never done any kind of a launch before. And like this one girl on the dream team has never gone all in for a launch before. Like she's talked about it a couple times, but like literally everything she's posting is like, not everything she's posting, but she's talking about 80-day obsession a lot. And she's reaching out to everybody a lot. And she's at like SC 46 right now. And I'm like, how does that even happen? Like how does that even, that's nuts. But she's like, somebody had asked her, like, what's your secret? And she's like, literally, I just went all in for this launch. Like, I knew this is the program I'm going to do. This is the program my group is going to do. I've been doing the workouts, I'm focused on the nutrition. I'm making live videos. I'm explaining things, and that's just, people are interested. So I feel like, with 80-day obsession coming, people are looking for a change, and sometimes that change comes in the form of like one round of 21-day fix in January, and then people are like, okay, good, I'm cool, like I'm done. Or it can come in the form of like, wouldn't you like to have a lot more consistency throughout your life with workouts and nutrition and learn how to do it the right way? I just can't believe it's going to be like mid-April. It's going to be like right up to the Success Club trip that we're doing this program. And like Luke and I were looking at the calendar, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this wraps on that Sunday, and then we leave on Thursday.
Yeah.
Which is going to be freaking awesome to have transformation pictures for Riviera Maya.
We'll drink it all back.
Right. We'll drink it all back in 4 days. And eat all the, I don't know. I'm like still weird about eating like when I'm not in the United States. Is that terrible? Like, I'm like, I'm afraid I'm going to get Montezuma's revenge.
Yeah, we can just eat chips and salsa for 4 days.
I can do that. I can totally
do that.
Mm-hmm. Easy Mac. Make some Easy Mac in the microwave.
Yeah. That's totally clean.
Yeah. So, so 80-day, I mean, I think every single person that I've had sign up this month and or that's messaged me has been about 80-day obsession. And
I don't have like any interest, but
I'm
just struggling this month though. I just, it's a hard month. Like when you're doing, you got 1,000 other things to think about, it's like,
it is. So what I think really helped me was like the 80-day obsession group that I have, the launch, the prepare to be obsessed workouts. I had about 20 people in there anyway that wanted to do the sneak peek. So you could, in theory, like we have plenty of time. You could run a specific sneak peek for the prepare to be obsessed workouts, like starting Tuesday or, something like that.
And like do it for free, you're saying?
Yeah, you could. You could get, just to get traction. The posts I've been doing have been like, who wants to sample these workouts? And then I get interest, and then I put them in my group. And then in my group, I talk about, this is the package that you have to order to be in this 80-day obsession group. And I've had 2 people just in the last week that are like, okay, sign me up. Like,
so, but are they sampling them?
What?
Like, are they sampling them?
Well, they're just buying. They've bought packages. And then anybody that hasn't, I've talked to about signing up with a free on-demand account. And then they either don't respond or, who knows, it's the holidays, but I'm going to go back through my group and follow up with every single person. And I have one girl who posted in the group yesterday that she just went to Walmart and bought some bands. And I'm like, okay. And she, we talked about, she has to have a program, or she has to have a bundle to do the challenge group. And she's like, yeah, I'm just not ready to commit to that right now, but I'm going to do these workouts in this group, and then I'll just do my own thing. And I'll buy my bands and I'm using my own shakes. And I'm like, okay, well, great.
She'll come back around. They always do.
Yeah. And she's bought.
And that doesn't work.
Yeah. She's bought she bought the 90 days of BOD just to start. So yeah. So I'm, and I'm posting my group link, request to join below. Like, this is our sneak peek. This is, kind of our amp up for the new year, get ready, for the workout program to start, get familiar with nutrition. So in that group, I'm literally just posting daily something, an Autumn Calories quote, like a video from Autumn's page, a little bit about 80-day obsession that I found on demand. I'm talking about my bands and my slides, and my goal is to go through this one day this week and kind of explain a little bit about the calendar and what that's going to look like, and kind of just giving them their expectations not just about the group, but like from me as well. And and I'm making it very clear in there that like you have to order. You have to, or else you're not going to be in the group after January 8th. So, or January 15th. But yeah, talking about
like, do you have current challengers who like who are going to do it, who aren't ordering? Because I do, because they did a little obsessed when it was released, and we all just bought stuff on Amazon, and they're all like, well, we got the stuff on Amazon because there wasn't a bundle or whatever to purchase for that. So like, I mean, I got my stuff on Amazon. I'm going to buy the good stuff now. And I tried to explain to them that like, that's their best bet, and that's how they're going to see the best results.
So anybody that bought something,
a lot of them aren't doing it.
Yeah. Are they using Shakeology?
Some of them aren't.
Okay. So I'm just directing them back through, and I'm just saying, listen, like we're all going to do this together, and I'm, I need you to be on at least 30 days of Shakeology. So this is your bundle option. Like, since you already have Beachbody On Demand, you can get your Shakeology and your equipment for $140, an extra set of containers, extra shaker. And I'm just like, I know that my kids like to use the bands when I'm not in there sometimes, and I know that they've broken my equipment before. So having an extra set is necessity. The slides, like I was using paper plates, but just having the equipment for the program, I'm just letting everybody know, like, listen, an extra set for 10 extra bucks technically you get 2 sets of bands and 1 set of slides. So right. Just, telling them that, like, it's, and it's kind of part of the thing. And everybody, like, I'm literally telling my people in a message, I'm not letting people in that haven't purchased something, and it's not fair for me to let you in and not, it's not fair for me to my other clients to make exceptions for anybody.
That's what I think would happen though, is that they would say, okay, just put me in the other group then, and I'll do 80-day obsession and be in your other challenge group. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I'd be stuck with nobody, and I'd have to do 80-day obsession by myself.
I don't think that's the case. I just haven't really given them another option. Like, I have one girl who's like, she literally does DVDs. Like, she doesn't have Wi-Fi. She doesn't pay for internet. So she just does DVDs. And she's like, I really want to do 80-day obsession. So right now she's the only person I have for my other group, because I've not really given people another option. Like, I'm like, this is what we're doing in January. And then if they're absolutely like, I am not doing that program, I'm not even going to consider it, then I'm like, okay, well, let me think about starting another group, and I'll put you in that. But like, being all on the same program, on the same page, and like following the same calendar, I'm just trying to like drive in that appeal too, like, it's so much easier when you can do it not just with one other person, but when you have a whole group of people doing the same thing. And then I'm just utilizing the fact that like we have access to the Autumn Calories coach group. And I'm like, I'm going to be sharing when she's telling our coach group certain things, I'm going to be sharing that with you. Like, you get access to her private insights for us coaches that I'm going to be sharing in the group. So I'm just trying to pump that group full of value right now, so they know that they're going to get everything from me that I can give. And and just challenging. Like, I've asked a few people, like, what's holding you back? Like, why are you not wanting to do this? Like, is there something that, are you afraid of these workouts being too hard? Because I totally am. And it's going to be a challenge, but we're going to ease into it, because we're going to do like phase 1, and it's going to kind of help. And there's a modifier. So I'm kind of just trying to like calm fears and pump everybody up and just encourage them to like step out of their comfort zone, and like just kind of saying like, hey, like, this is my job. Like, this is what I do. I get paid to do this. Like, and you're asking for a service from me. So, yeah, that's kind of where I was going with that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I just, after listening to Autumn talk the other day, I mean, I feel like she made it very clear that the program's not for everyone. It is an intermediate program. And I have a lot of beginners and people who are not ready for that, you know?
Yeah,
And I also have like nursing moms. Autumn said no to that. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know, you know, like I'd rather people feel like they have a place where they can be successful and do a program that fits their needs and still just at least incorporate,
Yeah.
you know, some fitness and have a place to check in and, you know, just so they have something rather than being like so hardcore. Because a lot of my people aren't like, they don't have these huge strenuous weight loss goals. Like a lot of them are very fit already. They just want the accountability.
Yes.
So they don't really need, you know, what Autumn is offering in this with the time nutrition and all that stuff. They just want to be able to like do PiYo every day and run a couple miles and check in. And that's great, I think, you know? So I don't want to force them into something that's not a good fit for them. Thank you. Ooh, breakfast.
Did you see my video the other day about my milk frother?
No, I haven't even been on social media. I feel like all week. I've been so busy.
That's how my mom the other day was like, did you see the pictures I posted of the kids? And I'm like, no. And she was like, what are you like? And I'm like, Mom, you have to understand, I'm not on social media all day, like scrolling Facebook. Like that's not what my purpose is to get on Facebook, is like, go look for cute pictures of kids, like where that's nice to see. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to do 12 days of Christmas and I've just failed miserably because I've only done like 4 days. Me too. And I got my friends when I was in Colorado last week and they gave me this little milk frother from IKEA that like literally like froths your milk. So you have like whipped
no way
in your coffee. Yeah. And this is almond milk. So it's like, I love it. And then I just sprinkle some cinnamon and nutmeg on the top and our coffee is gingerbread flavored.
And then like, you have a little mustache.
Yeah. So, and it works for like the kids' hot chocolate. I frothed up their hot chocolate the other night and they loved it.
Oh, I might need that.
Yeah. IKEA. I'm sure it was like 12 cents.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, with 80 day, I feel like it's something that we kind of need to talk about to see what kind of interest we get. And yeah, I mean, you know what your people need, you know, the needs of your customers and clients. And like, I have some women that want to do it that I'm really like, you kind of need like a knee replacement. So I don't really think you should be doing these workouts, you know, like, and there's people that I'm specifically telling them like, no, you know, but if it's somebody that's been in my challenge group before and I know that they can physically do it, and I have some breastfeeding moms that are all for it, but they're just going to modify and up their calories a little bit. So, and not really use a lot of the performance supplements. I'm not requiring performance supplements, but I've had a ton of people purchase them, which I was really surprised about. I have a girl, like, this is so random. I have a girl who friend requested me on Monday. On Tuesday, I had sent her a message and was like, tell me, you know, I saw you were, or she had like put interested in my group or something, or requested to join my group. And I had messaged her about that. And then she said back like, you know, that's awesome. I'm really excited. I really need some accountability. And that was kind of it. And I was like, well, this isn't like a free ride, lady. So like I sent her a series of voice messages explaining like, so this is what the group is all about. This is what is required of you. Like, this is what I do for you. And these are some of the perks. And, you know, everybody's doing this bundle thing, you know, making sure that you get all of your equipment. And so that's what I would recommend for you. And you know, here's a link to, like, I sent out that little Google Doc of, you know, the prices and the links and stuff. And I said, this is kind of the recommendation and this is what I have everybody doing. And I never heard back from her. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then the next day she messaged me like that evening and she's like, did you see my order come through this morning? And I'm like, I didn't even know I was going to look for one because you never responded to me about my message. And I looked and she ordered like the huge bundle thing, like the $300 whatever. And I was like, who are you? And do you have any friends? Like, what? Like, that never happens, you know? And I feel like, so I felt kind of grimy because like she didn't ask about anything. And basically I came back at her with like 3 voice messages and a link with prices. And I told her, this is what you have to buy to be in my group. And she bought it. And like, that was it. And I was telling my husband, I'm like, this just blows my mind. And he's like, dude, you guys overthink this stuff so much. Like sometimes people just need to be told what to do. And that's what they do. They're either going to buy or they're not, like from day one. Like they're either, he's like, you shouldn't have to try to convince anybody. Like if they're interested, they're interested. And you need to just tell them, this is what we do. And this is blah, blah, blah. And here's the link. And he's like, you don't need to dance around a conversation for 3 days. And I sometimes get pretty guilty of that. Like trying to how can I help you? Tell me your goals, and he's like, no, like sometimes you just need to be, and that's probably one of the rare exceptions. But I look at these other coaches that are signing like 80 people a month and like, they don't have time for 3 days of a conversation, like they don't have time to message back and forth 20 times. Like they probably just cut to the point. Like this is blah, blah, blah. And this is what you need to do. This is what we're doing. And you're in or you're out, and if you're out, then I'm moving on to the next person that's in. So, so that kind of was a little wake up call this week. And I've been taking that approach. I've had more people order through my group because I posted all the ordering links in my group. So people are asking which bundle is best. And I just send them back to that link. And I'm like, this is what I recommend. And here's the link to order. So let me know when you've ordered. And
Okay.
It's been working.
Can I just recap really quick so I make sure I'm understanding this correct? So you've been posting things about do you want to try out these workouts?
Yes.
Do a sample. You said do a sample. So anybody who's like, yeah, I'm in, you created a Facebook group, you put them in the Facebook group. Mm-hmm. You did not sign them up for a free membership?
I've talked to them, I'm messaging them privately. But I'm putting them in the group so they can see what's in the group. And I'm messaging them privately and I'm saying hey, so this is what we're doing. We're doing 80-day obsession. We're gearing up for 80-day obsession. You have some program bundle options here. And then that's kind of how I'm putting it out there. And okay. If they're not really sure, then I'm like, okay, well, why don't we do a 2-week free trial and you can sample these workouts and see what you think. And then we can make a decision come January 1st or whatever. Okay. So I'm getting them in the group. I'm getting them seeing the posts every day, seeing the accountability. I'm having the group post your, whenever you get your bundle, share it, post a picture of it, share your sweaty selfie. So they're seeing the engagement. And I'm just talking that up a ton in the group. And I'm behind the scenes, talking to them about, this is kind of what we're doing here. I need to know what you want and how I can help you. And if you want to just sample the workouts, then yeah, I'm giving them the option to do the free trial. And then just kind of crossing my fingers and hoping for the best. Cause I know, I feel once we get them into that free trial, even if they don't commit that month, they know, and within the next few months, they usually come back and they're like, okay, I think I'm ready to do this. So, but getting them in that group, and I'm going to go back this week and a couple times the following week and just reconfirm to everyone, listen, if you haven't ordered some kind of a bundle by January 15th, you can't be in this group. Yes. Oh, okay. Our neighbors are coming over to play. Everybody's outside in snowsuits. So yeah, so I'm just trying to give them a little bit of something first. And then that way, they know what a group is like. They know, and that one girl, I added her in on Monday when she requested to join. And then on Tuesday is when she ordered or whatever it was. And I don't know if that was in the group, but when she had messaged me back, she said, thanks so much for adding me to your group. So I don't know. I mean,
I dropped the ball and never did the group. And because it was just, I felt like I wasn't handling what I had very well. So adding one more thing is just
right.
But like you said, there's still time. So I'll give it a go. I have, I'd say probably 10 people who told me they were ready to commit and, for January, that I've been talking to at least this month or even last month. They're But nobody is responding to my messages right now. No one.
I wouldn't anticipate much of that until
I feel like a stalker. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stop.
Yeah. So probably at least Tuesday, Wednesday.
Should I then create this group and then just add these people?
Yeah, I would. Honestly, I would. And then you can always remove them. And as like, I mean, I don't really have hard feelings about removing people. At first, like I was like, oh, but I'm adding them and then I'm like kicking them out. Like they're going to hate me. But at the same time, I'm like, this is a business, you know, like this is, and I don't feel like I can help people as well if they're not on the same page as me. Like if they're like, oh, I'm going to do my such and such DVDs, or I'm going to, you know, like I have to be honest with people and I have to say like, listen, like this is what we all do. These are the things I have in my toolbox to use to help you. And at least, you know, give it a shot for 30 days. And if it's not working for you, okay. Like you can say it's not working for you, but I encourage you, this is what we're doing, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I would do that. And then I would just be really clear in your group. Like, you know, if you're starting, like if you're doing a prep week, January 1st, and then starting full force January 8th, or, you know, I would just kind of make it clear, like make sure that everything that you need to start these workouts, everything that you need, you know, is your order is in by January 8th or whatever. And posting those links made a big difference for me. So going into like the coaching codes, or coach link generator, and even just, do we have, not even for 80-day obsession, but just the images, like for the the bundle, you know, like the $160, like I know there's some stock images, but just to make like a Google Doc with that and the price and the link to order, you know, this, or if you want to order this and the performance line. What I've found, and I just saw somebody order this in my back office. Somebody had asked about how come we don't have a kickstart with a 3-day refresh anymore. And what the new Share a Cart thing has done is they purchase their challenge pack and then it pops up, would you also like to order this 3-day refresh, cleanse, blah, 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 for an extra discounted price? So it pops up with an option for them to order that. And I had somebody this week order a 3-day refresh along with their challenge pack that I have literally never talked to them about a 3-day refresh before. So I'm like, praise God, Beachbody has done something right here with the Share a Cart by popping up like little things. And same thing with that performance line. They didn't give it an option for us coaches to order just a one-time performance line thing until they went back and added it in, and now it pops up. And I had a girl this week too. She ordered her like bands and slides, and then the additional like protein and energize that popped up in her order. She's like, it popped up and she sent me a screenshot and she's like, should I do this? And I was like, oh yeah, definitely. Cause that's what I'm doing. If you want to do what cause she's like, tell me what you're doing. I want to do it. And that's what I told her. So
I didn't realize it did that. So, because I haven't ordered my stuff yet, but I was almost waiting to see like, because I was thinking about just ordering a challenge pack, honestly. Mm-hmm. Like under my husband or my mom's account. But I was kind of thinking I wanted the performance stuff too. I mean, I already have Energize. Like I'm on auto ship for that. I guess I could just pause it. But so I can add that to, if I just do like the $50 thing, I can add that?
Yeah, you can add it. So not only is it 25% off, or our 25% off, but it's like an extra 20% off.
Like when you add it?
Yeah. So like, cause I got my slides and bands and like this, you know, this is like the collateral that they were talking about, the printed collateral. So this and slides and bands. What else? And then it popped up like, would you also like to order this one-time performance recover? It's only the chocolate flavor though. We usually do.
See, I wouldn't want that.
it's a good change because we always have had the orange for the last year. And I remember the chocolate kind of tastes like a Frosty. So I'm like, well, whatever, like at least I'll have that extra little bit of protein, and I'll probably only do it for a month. And then an extra container of Energize, and it ended up being 115 total.
Oh, really?
So whatever, 35 for the Coach bundle, 35 for the Energize, and then I think shipping was like $8.90, $7.99, or $6.95 or whatever. So yeah, it's oh my gosh, the neighbors. So yeah, so that's so I think, you know, if you're doing a separate group, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to do another group too, because I do have a couple people that, oh my gosh, okay. Did I just cut out? I don't know where my video just went.
I still see you.
Okay. So yeah, so I'm gonna run a separate group. I haven't even thought about what I'm doing for that yet, honestly. Because I think I'm just gonna do it on the app, and I'm just gonna do a generic challenge group kind of thing in there, just daily motivational posts, and kind of just go from there. If you or anybody else wants to, you know, if you have some people for 80-day obsession and you want to jump in and kind of co-run it or do a post here and there and add your people into it, that's totally fine with me.
Okay.
So that way you don't have to do a separate group. And
I think I have 6 or 7 people, but they're my current challengers. I don't have any yet.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
Do the group thing.
And then, so we're kind of doing I teamed up with Deidre and a couple other coaches that wanted to do a new coach sneak peek. And I'm like, I feel like I already have so many of those going on. I don't want to keep doing random different ones. But I have nobody in that group at all. I just am doing a video in there, and that's it. But if you have anybody, if you want to talk to your challengers about coaching, if you have anybody that you think would, and that's something I go back into my challenge groups and talk about. Like I'll go back and say, hey, if you want to get your Shakeology paid for, like if you are interested in learning a little bit more about this, and then private message them. I have a couple girls on my radar who I think, you know, in the next month or so would be really good coaches. And it's just trying to boost confidence. I've talked to people privately about that. You know, I think you'd be a really good coach? And the pushback I always get is, I don't think I could do this. Like, I don't think I could be a help to other people, you know? So just trying to boost that confidence within the challenge group too, and just really encourage people has kind of been the one thing that I'm trying to focus on with recruiting new coaches, especially from challengers. So I don't have too much else. I don't want to keep, like, my kids are crazy outside in the snow, and
my kids are screaming right now. I feel bad for my husband.
So yeah, we'll just kind of keep rolling through this week. I'll just share some things I'm doing that are working in the team page, and then we'll kind of just go from there. I hope you're having a great day, Sarah. Merry Christmas. Just being a little quiet bug on the wall. Fly on the wall? What? I don't even know what the phrase is. That's what you're being. So do you guys have anything else? Or do you, Kelly? Do you have any? No?
Nope, I'm good. Thank you.
Are you guys staying home for Christmas?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. Pretty excited about it. We literally don't have anything to do.
That's how well.
Christmas Eve, but Christmas Day we have nothing.
That's nice.
Yeah, we just get to stay home and snuggle all day.
Oh, we are hosting my family, so there's 12 of us, and we're cooking. And I'm like, why did we agree to do this again? Like, I have to.
Did you do Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Well, we have, like, I mean, not to sound like an ass, but like we have the bigger house, and we have the space, and we have, you know, the bigger kitchen and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just feel like with kids, like, and they're getting a ton of crap anyway. Like, we would literally have, yeah, my freaking brother and his fiance